Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin and Cardano. In this video, we're going to take a look at both charts briefly. Not too much change, but we also want to have a look at the Bitcoin longs versus shorts and the fear and greed index. So maybe start with the fear and greed index. We can see that we are back in the neutral range. We are currently here at 52, which just means, nobody really knows where it's going. The sentiment is neutral. We have been now for probably over a week, sort of in this range here, neutral. A few days ago, we were a little bit in fear, but in the end, it is very, very neutral. It's actually climbing up a little bit, 52. So we're already back here in the next higher stage. But overall, it just shows the market hasn't decided yet where we're going. And this is also confirmed if I take a look at the Bitcoin long short ratio, where we can see how many shorts on different exchanges are opened compared to long positions. Also helps us to understand the sentiment, pretty much as the Elliott Waves do as well. And here you can see that pretty much in the last 12 hours, the sentiment still remains at roughly 50-50. In the last 12 hours compared to the last 24 hours, a few more shorts have been opened. Here, if you see the last 24 hours, it's pretty much really 50-50. Here in the last few hours, it has moved a little bit on the Kraken exchange to a little bit more shorts, but in the end, it doesn't make a great difference here. That is for Bitcoin. If we look at ADA, also pretty much 50-50. On BitGet, a few more shorts. On DYDX, a few more longs. In the end, I think for most crypto, the difference here is AVAX. AVAX has here on the AAX exchange many more long positions, but AVAX is also doing really well. Most other cryptos still continue to have the 50-50. Solana, a few more shorts, but if we just look at XRP as well, more shorts. But Bitcoin is really mainly 50-50, especially in the last 12 and 24 hours. Looking at the Bitcoin chart, the ABC correction scenario here, where we would come in the area between 20 and 28.7K, remains my primary scenario, with the sort of sub-scenario that we move down first is for me still the primary one. The alternative is that we move higher here first to an ideal level of around 55K to, well, maybe even 61K, and a maximum of 65K would be possible before we then move down. So the target area will remain in place even if we move higher now and break the 46.5K level. I keep it short because not too much has happened. So the 46.5K level is still the area that I look out for. That is here this the end of this yellow target box. It's a Fibonacci retracement level. It is also here very close to this ascending trend line. We talked about this inverse head and shoulders here, which might be forming. But at the moment, as it seems, because what we need to see to form an inverse head and shoulders here, you have a small one here, or you have the larger one here. So if we look at that, you've got here a left shoulder, got the head and the right shoulder. But to complete the right shoulder, we need to do another leg up, okay? But even here, on the smaller scale, you've got a left shoulder, you've got a head, and here a right shoulder. So all of this are potential reversal patterns, but to do that and to get the reversal done and to really break this 46.5K level, which would unlock higher prices, we need to break that 46.5K level, and we are not there yet at the 46.5. So still very, very indecisive, the market. You can see that huge head and shoulders here that broke, and we're now retesting the neckline from below. So getting closer to this key decision point, because this level will be crucial. Do we break it and unlock higher prices, or do we successfully retest the previous support as resistance, and do we then go down fast? Because that is what happens typically in a wave 4 here. We can see it from the last few times. Had a wave 4 here, where we also moved in a very long, choppy scenario at the end up, and then had another peak, but the peak didn't push through. So it was basically something like a triple top, you could call it, or basically just we couldn't break through resistance, and then we broke down. And you can see it here. We had 1 attempt, 2 attempts. We haven't made a third yet. Yeah, that is what happened here the last few times in the wave 4. Because also the next one, the next wave 4, we also moved up and then tried another high. And the third time we couldn't even make it to the same range again. So then broke down. So that is a high risk that we could be rolling over here really. And that would take us to the primary scenario and where we move down between 20 and 28.7k. Key support levels I watch out for are 41k here and 39k. Key support, key resistance currently at the current level 44.5, then actually 45.5 is that previous high here, and then 46.5. Key levels here that I watch out for. At the moment it's looking like it's starting to roll over again, but it's too early to say. Anything that happens in the range here is pretty much, yeah, it is just normal for a wave 4 in which we currently, in my view, still are. And this remains my primary scenario until we finally break 46.5k. I said before, I still expect a decision this week. Yeah, I still expect a decision this week. On the daily, the RSI looks still good, looks bullish still, above 50, and the MACD as well. And generally, as said, the indicators have more space actually to move higher. On the 4-day chart, we've now printed a bullish crossover, which would actually indicate another buy signal, and would actually, purely looking at the indicators, would make it fairly likely that we actually push up from here. But yeah, it's too early to confirm that until we really have seen the breakout. But they would support further price increases, yeah, but not in my view 2 new all-time highs. ADA, yeah, also just moving sideways at the moment. Really difficult, really not doing a lot. But I did mention here in the previous video that we were still here above this ascending support line, this horizontal support line at $1.02. Haven't broken that yet. We are also in this higher level descending wedge in orange, and there is more space in this wedge. And even in this current pattern here, where you see the horizontal support and the descending resistance, there is still more space until, yeah, maybe the 23rd of February, 22nd, until we really reach the apex here. So it could be a few more days of sideways movement for ADA. Not very volatile at the moment and not much volume, but it's going to get there. It just needs more patience, apparently. And yeah, we are currently seeing the similar pattern on many other cryptos just move sideways, including VeChain, for example, Polkadot, Chainlink. They aren't really moving at all. And yeah, maybe they need to see this lower level. But bear in mind, ADA had already reached my first target area, did go slightly below it. Technically, you could say the correction is over. So we need to be ready here at any point for a fast move up. And if such a move starts, that can be very fast, right? That can happen out of the blue. But at the moment, I would like to see a significant low, something clear where we make a quick drop and then start to move up. We haven't seen that yet. So remains the need to be a little bit more patient for ADA. And that's currently my view here on Bitcoin and Cardano. Of course, if I see any changes in any of the charts, I will keep you updated. You know that regularly during the day anyway. Hope you liked the video. Again, if you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. And if you really like the content, maybe consider to join as a channel member. You can do that on YouTube and on my website. And for both, you can find a link in the video description. And depending on what kind of membership you can get access to the Telegram live chat, the Discord server, and yeah, as I said, a weekly live stream. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.